Hi there, this is Penelope. This is a short video for MG5004, and in this video we're going to look at ways of dividing polynomials. Sometimes they'll work out and they'll be completely factorized, sometimes they won't and they'll leave us a remainder. So we're going to look at two ways of doing these, either what's called synthetic division and what you will know more as long division. So we'll start off by doing a problem using standard long division. So for this example, we're not actually going to use, to start off with, not going to use synthetic division, we're just going to use long division. And we're going to do it exactly the same way as we do long division with numbers. So we're going to divide x minus 2 into 3x cubed minus 5x squared plus x minus 2. So it's the same. How many times does this go into this? Multiply, subtract, bring down, etc. So all we do though is, instead of using the whole thing, we just look at the x's. X's goes into 3x cubed, 3x squared times. So now we do the multiplication. 3x squared times x will give us 3x cubed, minus 3x squared times negative 2, which will give us minus 6x squared. Subtract just as normal, and that will give us x squared. Immediately bring down and repeat. X's into x squared goes x. X times x will give us x squared. X times negative 2 will give us minus 2x. Subtract, it gives us 3x. Immediately bring down the minus 2. X is into 3x goes 3 times. Multiply 3x minus 6. Subtract, nothing there, and 4 left over. So that's your remainder. Now, everything was divided by x minus 2, so that remainder is also divided by x minus 2. So our final answer is going to be 3x squared plus x plus 3 plus 4 over the divisor as well, which was x minus 2. Now, you can do that division. It's not particularly difficult. You just have to remember how to do ordinary division and proceed accordingly. But it does take up several lines of working space that what we call synthetic division doesn't. You don't need to worry about why it works. You can just use it. It's a bit of a cheats way of doing it, but it does work and it's relatively quick and easy. So we'll do the same example this time using this method called synthetic division. So the first thing we do is we make a little box, just like this. And in the box, we put the number that makes the denominator 0. In this case, it's 2. Then we write out the coefficients of the rest. So 3, negative 5, 1, minus 2. Then we leave a gap, and we put a line like that. Again, you don't need to worry about why it works, it just does. First thing we're going to do is we're going to bring down, oops, that's a straight line, going to bring down the 3 and rewrite it there. Next up, we're going to multiply 3 by the number that's in the box, and we're going to write it there. So 3 2s is 6. Then we're going to add negative 5 and 6, and we'll get 1. We're just now going to repeat what we've just done. We're going to multiply 1 by 2. So that goes there. We're going to multiply 1 by 2 and put it there. Then we're going to add those two, which will give us 3. We're going to multiply 3 by 2 and get 6 and put it there and add, and we will get 4. Now these first 3 are going to give us the coefficients of the powers, and this one is going to be our remainder. So we needed the powers of x that are less than what we started with. So our answer is going to be 3x. Now it was x cubed, so 1 less than that will be x squared, plus 1x, which is just x, plus 3, that's the next decreasing power of x, plus the remainder, which must be 4 over x minus 2, which is exactly as we got by doing it by long division. Hardly any working at all, much simpler, much quicker. Let's not actually do this one by long division, let's do it by synthetic division, and starting off with the little box, I'm going to put in there 2, because b equals 2 will make the bottom line 0. Then we're going to put the coefficients 1, -2, 1, -3, 4, leave a gap, put a line, bring down the 1, and then 1 times 2 will give us 2. We're going to add immediately those two. 0 times 2 is going to give us 0. Then we're going to add and get 1. 1 times 2 is going to give us 2. -3 plus 2 is going to give us -1. -1 times 2 is going to give us -2, and we're going to add and we'll get 2. So the first four actually, but one's going to be invisible, are going to give us the coefficients of the b terms, and the 2 is going to be the remainder. So our answer is going to be 1b cubed plus 0b squared, but we don't need to worry about that, plus 1b minus 1 plus 2 over the divisor like that. And it works only if we can readily make the bottom line 0. So it wouldn't work, for example, if we had b squared plus 2. That wouldn't work, because then we'd be trying to say b squared equals -2, and there's no real number that works there. So it only works if we can easily make the bottom line equal to 0.